curled my hair. My goodness. Okay, let's see what the next one's like. Turn that too. The heck's that? Why is it all muffled? These are songs. These are songs from YouTube library. Yeah, I curled my hair. My teeth are fixed. See? don't think it's ever going to stop. Some of the songs go and then loop once. Hi, everyone. Hey, hey, hey. Are we on a cruise? No, I got that out the other day because someone wanted to see the painting that Rebel from Tattooed Rebel 2229 painted me because I made it onto the island for season 3, and so did he. I got voted off after 3 weeks, but I lasted 3 weeks, you guys. So hey, happy about that. Anyway, it's happening again. None of this was planned. I just saw it sitting up there. So I'm going to say, because somebody called in, and I'm here to say it wasn't me. Somebody called in from Missouri and voted for me on the island, which I don't foresee happening no matter what. But hey, you guys want to call in this Thursday? Is the next call-in day. Maybe I have a chance to be on the island. I mean, I've been through a lot this year, right? With cyberbullying and whatnot. I try to put a live out every night. I think I deserve to be on there any more than anyone else. So yeah, this Thursday they're voting, he said, when I watched the program, 2 more people on. And then I think he said the rest of them, he, meaning Jimmy, was voting on. So people call in on Thursday. And then for those of you that don't know, for season 4, JLR got voted on with 11 votes, even the same amount of votes as PJ, PJ Vision. And so she's on there. And because it was a tie between her and JLR, Jimmy let a third person come on. And I believe it was Huntress. Yeah. So anyway, fun times. You like my hair? Thank you. Well, I can do like more of a bang thing down like that, Whoops, what is this piece want to? That's the thing. When you have layers and then you try to, there we go, curl. Thanks. I mean, it's an old-fashioned roller. See this? This is my little makeup corner. And my lotion, which is almost gone. My pink, what is it? Pink sugar. And I've got, in case people are wondering why I have bubbles, I got these for the kittens to experience. When? Maybe on my birthday in June. I don't know. But anyway, this is the curling iron I used. Talk about old-fashioned. Holy cow. It's a Conair. Do they even make them anymore? Anyway, I had 3 different women last night before, or something like that, tell me I should try to curl my hair. So I did. But if I comb out the curls, see, it was really curled, see? And then I did another one here. It's already coming out. These are a little better because when I pulled the thing out, go. Anyway, yeah. But my hair grows, I say this all the time now, 1/2 inch a month. So that's this much. So 1 inch in 2 months. It should be down to here in 2 more months. So yeah, all right, you guys, how is everyone? Let me, it don't cost a thing to be kind, says Mary Jane. Hi, Mary Jane. Hi, J. Brad. Be nice, rapper. I will be nice. Rapping 865 is rapper. Let's see if the lighting is a tad better with that off. Okay, I like it better. I don't have this like white light massively on me. Hi Rapper. Hi Ryan. Hi Joni. Hi everybody. Binda 123 playing basketball. I see a question mark. No. Let me even think if I've ever played basketball. I've shot a few hoops, right? Like people like to do, but nothing. God, these tremors. I mean, in all honesty, my face is more steady from the propopanol. When I look back at, even being on other creators' programs, but my hands. Okay, Tina866, hi. Wax on, wax off. What does that mean? What's up? Hi, ADHD. It's been a minute. You live in Knoxville, Rapper, says Jay Brad. Yay, paper cut. Hi, Sherry. It sounds like a slasher movie. Marilyn Meadows, yuck. I look great. Well, thank you. I like hearing that because we are all our worst own critics, right? Aren't we? We always find something wrong with ourselves. Hi, Mark. Hey, PCT. Hi, Glitters and Gold. It's been a minute. Maggie in the house from the UK. Do you realize every time I see this avatar, and this is the truth, I instantly think there's a cupcake there with like a cherry on top. But here it is, a little hand with hearts, with a heart going off the fingers. But that's how blind as a bat I am. But I love it. I love it. I love it. Hi, everyone. Hi, 911 operator. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I am. It's almost like the more sleep I get, you guys, the more tired I am. Does that happen to any of you ever? I know it doesn't make sense. Hi, Ann P. How are you doing? Today is Wednesday at 7:07. Yeah. Did I say Tuesday or Thursday? Did I misspeak? Rapper is playing with me and used my numbers. Paper cut, goodbye, PCT. It's time for me to go to bed. Oh, well, I messaged you back, okay, about the outfit and all that. And, those things aren't cheap. Let me know what happens. It was delivered here. That's my rug, in the front. And those were my recyclables that I forgot I put outside the door. I'm so bummed. We ordered another cat tree, cat/cat tower, cave, toys, whatever. And it'll be here on June 3rd. And we were able to do that because they gave us our money back because no picture was taken by FedEx. You see a cupcake too, Mary Jane? I know. See, we see a cupcake. Ha, Tina, you're funny. I know. Look, Joni sees one too. Oh, I love my teeth, you guys. I'm so weird. Look at that. Do you remember the chip I had on both sides? You could see the white, though, composite. A little bit on the bottom. If I could get all my teeth that color, it'd be wonderful. But I have pretty good teeth. I have only 2.5 cavities in my whole mouth. See? On that there, and on that here, something like that. But I do have one way back on the left side that has to be filled. That sucks. So more shots in my mouth, I guess. I'm getting a cleaning done They want to do a deep cleaning on me, which I've never had done, but that's because a little bit of my gums are swollen. Not horrible, not painful. She said it'll mostly be a shot on this side, or yeah, on this side, because I said, doesn't that hurt when they like dig under the gums? Like, I mean, in all honesty, I canceled last time because I didn't want to deal with it. All right, Tattooed Rebel. Yes, he's getting his things ready, just showing love. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't, a lot of people struggle with their teeth, but I'm here to say I'm blind as a bat. That's why I'm in all the time like this. And I'm going to get contacts. I got half of it done. I need one more appointment. Cost gosh darn $80, but I'll do it. And then $99 to order my contacts. And I'm going to put them in, and I'm literally going to sit back this far and see if I can read chat. Because I can't see anything anybody writes. From here, I know it says Joni because they're big letters, capital letters, but I know because I've already seen it. And the same with Tattooed Rebel. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to read that, you guys, even capital letters. Really bad eyesight. So yeah, everyone go over and sub up to Tattooed Rebel 2229 and his wife Becca, Tattooed Angel 2229. She had a special guest on last night. I think it was All Things Serious. I think that was the name. His name is Eddie. And it was very interesting. So, okay, where am I? Oh, yeah. Everyone will see Maggie over at According to Leanie. Yep, she's like a co-host over there, you guys. Sorry, guys, I'm off today. Glitters and gold. Oh, yeah, more on the Delphi case. Well, I don't know if you watched part of my live or even the beginning, Rebel, last night, but I'm with you. And ever since on your program, 6, 8 months ago or whenever it was, you showed that Brad Holder in that hat. I'm sorry, that's not a very real common hat. The way it's bent, the color, everything. And that's the hat the guy had on the bridge. It was Brad Holder's hat, frankly. So yeah, it's I know Maggie is a hoot. That's a perfect word. Thank you. Oh, hi, Army Vet. Thank you for stopping through. Hit the like, you guys. I haven't been reaching 100 likes, but I don't know, like I have 20 or 30 or 40 or 60 people watching now instead of 100 and something. But back when I had that contention, with other creators was when people were watching. Like people really do like drama. It's crazy. Hi, Rachel, not that Rachel. Hi there. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much. I know it's a little bit early. Wanted to get my live started before Rebel did because his is, well, it was over an hour when I started, or I think it was 80 minutes or 90 minutes, which was almost an hour and a half when I started. I don't know if I'll do a panel. It depends who's in here and what's going on. But I'm so happy you're all here. So I'm going to read a little bit out of my You Can Be Happy No Matter What, 5 Principles for Keeping Life in Perspective. I want to finish the book, I don't know. It's helping me some. It really is, because it's not about not being sad or not being happy. It's you're thinking about it, your perspective, reminding yourself this too will pass, stuff like that. Getting through it in a healthy psychological functioning way, according to this psychologist guy, Richard Carlson. Now we're on chapter 9, happiness. See? People are just about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Okay, put a 1 in chat or type in chat if you know who said that. I will give you a hint. You're an overthinker? Me too, an analyzer of everything. It's a president who said people are just about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Does anybody know? I sure didn't. Rachel says, hey, Maggie, my little chicken. She's so funny. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Yes, Joni. How did you know that? Wow. Yes, see? Where is it? Right. Oh, gosh darn it. Right there. People are just about as happy as they make up their mind to be. All right. Happiness is a state of mind, not a set of circumstances. It is a serene feeling you could always experience and live in, not something you have to search very far for. Okay, and before I forget, because people say I'm a grifter, so I guess I'll live up to my name. There it is if you want to support me or my channel or help me with my kittens or anything like that. It's very much needed and appreciated. And to throw it out there, I've yet to pay for my StreamYard, which is a gosh darn $25. It's really a drag because I've actually thought of doing only 20 hours a month. Glitters and Gold said JFK. Well, I mean, that's close, right? Kind of. Where you get a free 20 hours per month. But once you go, they don't tell you this, right? YouTube or whatever, or StreamYard or whatever. I have to remove 16 of my videos. 16. I thought I was seeing things. I was like, no, I'm not going to go back down to the plan of 20 hours a month for free. So anyway, I like to be able to bring you guys a video every evening if I can. And for some reason, they're letting me go through the month. They're telling me to update my debit card, but it is updated. So I just keep hitting the button later. Not now, later, later. So, all right. But I'm really happy you're all here. Oh my God, I need to not chat today, friends. Just guessing. No, chat away. It's fun. All right. Happiness is a state of mind, not a set of circumstances. It is a serene feeling you can always experience and live in, not something you have to search very far for. In fact, you can never find happiness by searching. Well, I mean, this is what he says. We don't have to agree with everything if we don't want. Because I kind of think, I mean, I'll keep reading here, but sometimes when people search, they do find happiness. I guess online would be one thing, you know, all these dating apps and stuff. But let me keep reading. Okay, this is his point. Because the moment you do, right, search for happiness, you imply that it is found outside of yourself. There you go. He's right. Happiness isn't outside yourself. It is a feeling, the natural feeling of your innate, healthy psychological functioning. When you understand and learn to flow with your own psychological functioning, you can access that place inside yourself where serenity already exists. Okay, let me read that one little part again. I've been doing that, not a lot, maybe once every time I read when something really stands out to me. When you understand and learn to flow with your own psychological functioning, you can access that place inside yourself where serenity already exists. That's actually really beautiful, isn't it, you guys? Then you can stop trying to be happy and simply be happy. Even when your circumstances are less than perfect, that contented feeling can still be accessed because the feeling comes from within you, not from outside. If you, I think I want my bangs just a little longer. If you don't understand your own psychological functioning, however, you won't be happy, no matter how wonderful your circumstances are. You will continue to pay attention to your negative thoughts as you have in the past and keep feeling the painful effects of your own thinking. The principles laid out in this book point directly toward happiness. They give you an understanding of how to keep your mind in sync with a happy feeling and warn you how easy it is for your mind to pull you away from this contented state. If you insist on following your negative trains of thought to create thought attacks. Now, I do remember reading about thought attacks a few weeks back. Hi, Blessed Mama. Welcome. Hi, Daisy Jones. Hey, everyone. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. It means you give a darn by coming in and even hitting the like and saying hey to your friends or to me or to all of us, even if you have to dip back out. That's really nice. Please tell your friends about my channel. My sub count on this one's rather stagnant. But my dancing one, which will be Sexy Sassy Lassie, Lassie, is doing pretty good. And I haven't done a program yet. I'm up to 150 people waiting quite patiently. More than likely, not for sure. It's when I started that channel, I found out my sister has cancer and this and that. And I just been putting it kind of on the back burner. And now also with one outfit that was delivered that I think was stolen outside my door. Wow, Natalia Poole. Hello. Hi, everyone from Puerto Rico. Look at that. How nice. Oh, it looks beautiful there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. But anyway, it's weekends, Friday and a Saturday. And it'll be either way before Becca does her singing program, her karaoke, Tattooed Angel 2229 that she does, or it'll be after. Or maybe one time it'll be before and one time after. But I don't want to do it when I'm tired, you know, and not that I'm really tired at, well, it's like 7-ish my time or 6, 9 or 10 when she does her karaoke, and it lasts 3.5 hours. So that would bring me up to 10, which isn't bad. So I'll play all that by ear. Nice. Thank you so much. Hit the like, you guys. Tell your friends. Thank you. Wow. All right. So you still are, wait. Then you can stop trying to be happy and simply be happy, even when your circumstances are less than perfect. That contented feeling can still be accessed because the feeling comes from within you, not from outside. Just to let you know, Natalia, because you're new, I read a little bit, about 15 minutes from You Can Be Happy No Matter What, 5 Principles for Keeping Life in Perspective, by Richard Carlson, PhD, who wrote Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. My mother sent me this book when I turned 50. So I like the book, and I just want to share it with you guys. And then I'll be on to the subject of my title, Postpartum Depression. I don't read stories and depressing things like that people go through. It's a learning manual. Wow, that's loud. That's a loud text alert. I got to turn it down. In my Pebbles in the Pond book, where we learn the roots of postpartum depression and things like that. And that won't be that long either. I don't cover a whole subject in one live. It's just too much. Thank you. Thanks, Glitters and Gold. Thank you. That's so nice. Now I should have 151. Thank you. Yeah, it's over there. What'd I say it was? Sexy, sassy, lassie. And I'll have a little different outfit on, and I'll be dancing to Netflix. So I hope you guys like that kind of loud rap, get into it kind of music. I want to stick to the same mainly because I know I won't get a copyright through YouTube. And it's got really good beat, good rap, good lyrics, and good message to each of its songs. All right. Okay. If you don't understand your own psychological functioning, however, you won't be happy, no matter how wonderful your circumstances are. You will continue to pay attention to your negative thoughts as you have in the past, and keep feeling the painful effects of your own thinking. The principles laid out in this book point directly toward happiness. They give you an understanding of how to keep your mind in sync with a happy feeling and warn you how easy it is for your mind to pull you away from this contented. I already read this. State. If you insist on following your negative trains of thought to create thought attacks. I already read that. And I forgot that I read that. That much I forgot. That's my short-term memory. And that's why I'm going to the neurologist in the fall. I can't get in until September. They're that backed up. I'm on a waiting list to get in sooner, but I doubt I'll get a call. Happiness lies in the present moment. Happiness is now. It is innate. It occurs when you allow your mind to rest, when you take your focus of attention off your concerns and problems and instead allow your mind to relax and to remain right here in this moment. I don't mean relax in the sense of laziness or apathy, but rather in the sense of letting your mind take in information and then letting it flow back out without holding on to it for analysis. If you take in information and stimulus in this manner, you can maintain the nicer feeling state, being happy with the tasks at hand. Once you understand your own psychological functioning, you will know that this mind relaxation is not lazy, it is smart. Only in a nicer feeling state, not a state of irritation, can new answers to old problems arise. Happiness allows you to see information in new and creative ways and to make rational, productive decisions in a timely manner. It allows you to enjoy rather than struggle with the ebbs and flows of life, and it encourages your wisdom and common sense to surface. Coming up with theories as to why you are or behave in a certain way, or delving into your past to uncover painful memories will not bring you happiness. It will take you away from happiness, far from the direction you wish to be headed. Excessive thinking about your past and your problems will convince you that you do, in fact, have good reasons to be upset and unhappy. But you don't want to be unhappy, and your past is over. It is a harmless memory, carried through time through your own thinking. It was real then, but it isn't now. You can learn from your past, but it is a mistake to continually go into your past or overanalyze life in a search for happiness. If this worked, you'd be happy already. How many times have you unsuccessfully tried to think your way to happiness? Who would you rather be? Person A, whose past was painful, but who has come to an understanding of thought and its effects on him, or person B, whose early life was almost magical, yet who now focuses on those few elements of his past that were less than perfect, and who believes those thoughts to the point of letting them depress him? That's what my son does. Person A, despite his painful past, is capable of living a fully functional and very happy life, while person B is tormented, not by his life as it is right now, but by his own thoughts that he takes too seriously. Person B, despite outwardly wonderful life, is bound for years of unhappiness therapy, and meds. But he wrote, and tranquilizers. So he means to get to sleep at night, I guess. If you think too much or talk to others about how someone wronged you, you won't feel happy. If you constantly think about how much better your life will be once the kids grow up or once you're married, you won't feel happy either. This doesn't mean that you can't or shouldn't think about these or other things, but if you obsess on these thoughts, you will sacrifice the most powerful sense of well-being, the inherent feeling of happiness you were born with and still have access to. Happiness and desire. Thanks, Glitters and Gold. Yeah, it's good knowledge, I mean, when I'm really upset about something, I'll be honest, I don't think of the Serenity Prayer. I don't. And I said that every day for years at the AA hall. And, and do I always pray? No. I get so caught up in my own thoughts and my own feelings that I don't know how much bang I want. I just, yeah. Shoo, that's like work getting it all together for your show. I know. Well, me, I'm I guess kind of lazy. I don't plan. I never know when I'm going on, so I don't have to set up anything ahead of time. And everything's just sort of ad lib for me, but that's how I need it for me. Happiness and desire. Anticipation feels better than anxiety, but it's not happiness. Thinking about the future and setting goals is fine, but don't mistake it for the simple, uncomplicated, uncontingent feeling of happiness, the feeling of being grateful right now for no reason other than the fact that you are alive. Sometimes you might feel a moment or two of happiness right after getting something you want. Contrary to popular opinion, however, this is not because your desire was fulfilled, but because you took your attention off what you didn't have. The moment you switch gears and return your focus of attention to something else you want or don't have, you will lose your sense of well-being and feel discontent. Your mind will again begin searching for something outside itself to gain satisfaction, perpetuating the cycle of unhappiness. If obtaining a desire, any desire, could be the cause of a feeling of happiness, you would all be happy already. But remember the countless times you have received what you wanted yet didn't remain happy. I am not speaking of avoiding goals or desires. Happiness must come first. Anything that develops out of this happiness is wonderful, but fulfilled desire alone does not create happiness. That's what he says. Happiness versus catharsis. Sometimes we make ill-fated attempts at happiness by talking about what's wrong, and the temporary relief that we subsequently feel is through catharsis. This happens at the conclusion of an event, such as getting something off our chest or telling a friend off. Bang! Whatever was disturbing us is gone. Our minds are clear for an instant, and we feel better. But this process is like banging your head against a wall so that when you stop, you'll feel better. There's no question that you'll feel better, but wouldn't it be easier not to bang your head? The difference between happiness and catharsis is this. A happy person would disregard the negative thoughts about his friend because he knows that those thoughts will come and go depending on his mood, his or her mood. He always has the option of talking to his friend at a later date if his thoughts are valid, but the best solution now is to clear his mind and enjoy his friend. He wants to be happy and he doesn't want to disturb the good feeling that exists in the friendship. A person who relies on catharsis, however, wants to get his or her thoughts off their chest as soon as possible. He's had some negative thoughts about his friend and feels it's important to release them. To him, being honest with his feelings is very important. It doesn't matter what his mood level is. He's having negative thoughts about his friend, and he must tell him now. He wants to get it over with. He wants to be right. But I'm just being honest with my feelings. That's the next chapter. Being honest with your feelings is a relative thing. Are you being honest in a low mood after your own thoughts have upset you? Or are you being honest from a place of happiness and wisdom? This distinction is very important because your life and everything in it will look drastically different depending on your level of well-being. I know many people, myself included, who are champions at thinking we were being honest, only to find that honesty is a very relative characteristic. The very same things that torment us in an upset state of mind don't bother us at all in a higher, more pleasant state of mind. Until you understand this concept, you might feel the need to react to each negative thought that enters your mind in the name of being honest. But you can stop reacting to negativity and wait for a nicer feeling to surface before acting upon your thoughts. If you can wait, you will find that many, if not all, of your negative thoughts will dissipate, and you will find yourself saying things to yourself like, "Silly me, he's not such a bad guy. What was I thinking about?" and so forth. You will also have far more clarity, wisdom, and common sense available to you to make decisions. Don't attach conditions to your happiness. Hi, Sean B. Hi, thanks for hopping in here. Thanks, you guys. It's really sweet. Happiness cannot occur. Ow, my foot's asleep. Oh, all right, hold on. Oh, dear. Okay. Happiness cannot occur when we place its source outside of ourselves. Once we assume that certain conditions must be met before we can feel happy, we are too late to experience it. Most of us do experience fleeting moments of happiness, but let them pass us by without due notice. I just need a little air. Can you guys hear me okay? Put a 1 in chat if that fan isn't too loud. And I can turn it down actually one more notch. There we go. We fail to recognize the feeling for happiness for what it is and inadvertently let it drift away with our thoughts. We do this because we are always looking to find happiness somewhere else. Whenever you attach conditions to your happiness, you won't experience it. Okay, that's pretty true. Think about that. Whenever you attach conditions to your happiness, you won't experience it. The same mental process that attaches your happiness to a specific outcome will repeat the process once that outcome is obtained. A woman who believes that getting married will make her happy will then create new conditions to be met once the marriage is in place. She may then believe that children will be the answer, purchasing a home, a promotion, whatever. Once this trend is established, few people question their poor results. Why aren't we happy yet? When you can recognize the feeling of happiness when it's there, you will realize that this feeling is what you have been looking for all along. The feeling isn't leading somewhere else. It's the goal, not the means to a goal. If the bride-to-be understands that her happiness comes first from within, she can make the decision to marry or not to marry from a place of wisdom, not from a place of lack. If she is already happy, the marriage will also be happy. If the couple then decides to have children, the children will grow up in a happy environment without the pressure of being someone's source of happiness. And I covered that way back in codependency, and then the opposite of that is interdependence. And a lot of us have gone through codependency, like you're literally only happy if your spouse is happy, or your mate, your partner, your friend, your boss, whatever. And that just sucks, you know. I read a book called Codependency No More by Melody Beatty, and it was amazing. She also wrote the book Let Go, and I was able to literally move away from a year-long abusive relationship when I lived near Boston because I read that book. It literally gave me the push I needed to arrange a plane ticket. Well, first give my 2 weeks notice at my job. I didn't just quit. I was a waitress at Friendly's restaurant in Waltham, Mass. That's where I lived, in little small Waltham. And then I got my tickets and gave him, I think I gave him a picture even of him, or I don't think it was of both of us, and a little card saying, I wish you the best, instead of leaving on a bad note. I think it was because of that I was able to not ever look back again. Never looked back again, you guys. Never looked him up on any kind of Facebook years later or anything. Nothing. I don't know if he's even alive. Like, I don't. But anyway, I wish him the best. But that Letting Go, did I say Let Go? Letting Go book by Melody Beattie changed my life. I was 29 then. Yeah. Well, no, I was 30. I moved when I was 30. And I moved back here to the States, or to Washington State. And I've been here ever since. Okay, so happiness is a feeling, not an outcome. When you understand that happiness is nothing more than a feeling, you can help it to grow and maintain itself when you do feel it. Okay, I'm reading a little more than I thought I would. I'm actually finishing the chapter on happiness. It's just this very last page, because I wanted all of this to stay in our mind about happiness, than breaking it up and trying to remember and go back. When you place your attention on your feelings of happiness, you will notice that your mind is relatively clear, that your thinking is diffuse. If you are thinking at all, it's only on the task at hand, not on the outcome or on self-evaluation. It's not that you shouldn't think. In fact, in this nicer feeling state, you have complete access to your best thinking, your wisdom and common sense. In this nicer feeling state, your mind is disengaged, not overly focused on the content of your thinking. In this state of mind, which is available to anyone at any time, it is possible to maintain your happiness, even if things around you aren't to your personal liking. Happiness is a feeling, not an outcome. Know what to look for, and you will be able to stay in this feeling, rather than missing it and continuing to look elsewhere. As you experience the feeling of happiness, don't think about it. If you do, it will leave you. If you understand the dynamics of your own mind, this won't be a problem. As you quietly recognize serenity in your life, it will stay with you for longer periods of time. And when you lose the feeling, it will come back more quickly. So the serenity prayer, for those of you that have never heard it, is God or higher power, whatever it is for you, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And it's pretty profound. There's a way longer version to it. It was written by someone back in war times, by a man. Can't remember the name. Don't have anything else to tell you, but at Alcoholics Anonymous, they end with that or the Lord's Prayer. Hi, according to Leanie. Hello, hello, number 22. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I wanted to get my live going before Rebel goes live. He's covering the Delphi thing again, and I feel the way he does that possibly Richard Allen could maybe be involved if he's into that Odinism at all. This is just my opinion. But if he's not, I sure as heck don't think he unalived 2 young gals and placed them all certain ways with branches on them. Supposedly, trigger warning, drained the BLOOD out of one of them, or was that debauched? I can't remember now. All by himself? I just don't think so. And the hat matches Mark Holder perfect. And his son, which I didn't know this, I knew they had dated, but I didn't know during the time of the girls' passings, murders, whatever, that she was dating Brad Holder's son, Logan, at that time. And I saw pictures on Brad Holder's Facebook that Rebel pulled up of her over there, like sitting on a chair. I think it was on the porch. Saw a picture of them with their faces side by side. I mean, there's proof. So yeah, between that and the hat and the voice, remember the guy had kind of a limp, kind of that little bit of a limp thing going on the bridge. Why on earth aren't they taking Brad Holder and having him just walk regular, or then he can fake it? Why on earth aren't they filming him from a distance with his walk? Because if you look back at that, you guys, that man was kind of like this, walking on the bridge, kind of slow, with his hand in his pocket, more than likely, right, on a pew-pew or a possible knife. Horrific. The whole thing's horrific. And I didn't think they were going to ever arrest anyone. I start losing hope with these things, you guys. I just do after like a good 3 or 5 years. I've lost hope with Summer Wells. I really thought the father, Don Wells, would tell someone in there or divulge something when he was, for a year, was it, or 10 months, put in jail? No, kept his mouth shut. And I, for one, believe the parents absolutely know where she is, and stuff like that. I just do. I always have. Oh, that's because the bridge is crooky too, and he came flying across it. Yeah, I mean, when you do a live, let me hush. Sorry, Tina. No, it's okay. The hat, has a certain bend to it. It's kind of a beigey color. It's a certain kind of hat that not all people have. Brad Holder has one. If Richard Allen has one too, that's something else. But the fact that we distinctly know that Brad Holder was into that Odinism by his Facebook, and I saw even children, like a 10-year-old to me looking boy and a little girl, I think they were dressed in black with red trim around their dresses, singing and whatnot. I don't know if they were at a park or in someone's backyard, but it looked like there was a pretty big clearance, with a hoodie pulled over it. Yeah, what sold me was Rebel's program, Leanie, way back. When was that one? Rebel, you should pull up parts of that program you did, of the Odinism thing. I mean, it's nothing graphic. I don't know if they're singing. They're making some kind of chanting noise, and it's very brief. But apparently Brad Holder took that stuff down, I believe. Why? If you don't have anything to be guilty about. Well, yeah, I mean, they are, but I mean, there's so many other people that could be involved that, or not so many, but a few. I don't want to say Brad Holder's son Logan was, but he very well might have known, right, where the girls were going to be that day. Wasn't it Valentine's Day? So think about that. If they're going out then, You know how kids are when they're young on Valentine's Day? Logan probably knew for sure she was walking on that bridge then. I don't know. I hope to God not. I don't like seeing any youngish person going off to jails or prisons. I don't. Oh, you've got a storm coming in, Glitters? Where do you live again? Is it California? I don't remember. Regardless, you have a picture of Richard Allen in that hat. Andy Cap hat. Yeah. Well, was he in? Was he into Odinism? I mean, maybe he was. A lot of people can be into different things, right? And people don't even know. But we distinctly know Brad Holder and his whole family was, among other men. And then also, if you have no guilt, like Rebel said, why did Brad Holder erase or whatever, take off that data on his phone? And why are the police, who it seems to me are kind of in cahoots, sort of, or friends with or something with this Brad Holder? I mean, it's just not right. They'll take Logan's data. His data was on his phone, but gee, not his father's? It's just way too suspicious for me. But I'm not arguing with Leanie. I love Leanie and she knows it. Okay, you have to understand the CP ring that went from Delphi to Kokomo to Fort Wayne that deals with Odins. The red drums happen on the 13th. Are you sure they were found on the 14th? I thought they were found on the 15th. You very well could be right. Hi, Whimsy Wits. Hi, Rebel City Presents. Hi, everyone. Thank you. He erased the data because the police are involved with the Odins. Yeah, I heard that too. And I heard that some of the prison guards or whatever are, involved. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I forgot. You went there, right? You, Leanie, you went there. And probably discovered more things than even other people. Maybe Rebel would let you come up as a guest sometime. Found on the 14th. Okay. To talk about your experience there in Indiana, because you went, right? Oh my gosh, see? Been there many times, walked the crime scene. Oof, you did? Oh, the crime scene. Did you go over that bridge too? Yeah, you probably did to get there. Although there's probably a roundabout way too. Oh gosh, I couldn't. I don't think I could walk any kind of crime scene unless I had to, like I was what is it called when you're in court? A juror, if I was subpoenaed. And honestly, I've been subpoenaed before 3 times in this town, and once to a fight between 2 men that I witnessed when they were coming out of the bars in Vermont when I was really young. And I didn't want to fly or take a bus or whatever to testify against someone in my 20s. So I said no. So actually I wasn't subpoenaed because then I'd have to go. I was called and they said your testimony would really help. But you guys, I was a real chicken shit in my 20s. I didn't want to get involved with things. Now, if I had liquid courage in me, like that night when I stepped in between these 2 men, boxing it out and the other guy kicking the guy on the ground, I assumed they'd stop fighting if a female stepped in while everyone else was, yay, go, and this and that and the other thing. it made me sick. And not only that, I'm pretty darn sure the guy on the ground that was being beat to a pulp was African American, and the other guy was Caucasian. And we're looking at the 80s, okay? People are treated, I think, a little nicer, some extra rights, hopefully. But there was one African American girl, beautiful, beautiful, looked kind of like Whitney Houston type, at my high school. She was very, very popular. I think she was even a cheerleader, but that's it in the whole high school. Now, my high school was only, I believe, I want to say 350, or not my high school, my class year, my senior year was 350 kids, or I mean, young adults. Got to half of the first platform and couldn't move. Too high, too wonky, too many pieces of the bridge missing. Wow. Yeah, you are very passionate about this case. And that's a good thing. And you think he's covering for the cops. Wow. Maybe he is. The actual crime scene is on the same side that you start the bridge walk on. Remember, they were brought across the river. Oh, yeah. Wow. I don't know how those parents even hardly went on. I mean, you'd have to, right, for justice and be strong for, they had siblings, right? Didn't they have siblings? Those weren't their only children. Okay, am I done with this? I'm almost done. Oh, okay, so I was touching upon, for some reason, codependency and interdependence, because it says the same will be true throughout the life of any happy person. Happiness breeds a happy existence and a joyous way of looking at life. Yeah, if you're already happy, the marriage will be happy. If the couple decides to have children, the children will grow up in a happy environment. Okay, the same will be true throughout the life of any happy person. Happiness breeds a happy existence and joyous way of looking at life. You won't keep your contentment if it depends on a ritual or a technique. If you attach your happiness to doing something right, you will often find yourself disappointed. I've known many people who have said, I'm doing everything right. How come I'm so miserable? The reasons are always the same. If exercising is your technique, what happens if you can't exercise? Even more important, exercise doesn't equate to happiness. If it did, all people who exercise would be happy all of the time, but they're not. This isn't to say that techniques aren't bad, and they can be useful for many different reasons. But techniques in themselves don't have the power to make you happy. Techniques can help you reach certain goals, but they don't create the feeling of happiness. I disagree. I disagree. I don't want to disagree, but that little passage I do. I know that when I go for a walk, and I don't know if it's making more serotonin or being in the sun, but I do feel happier, downright happier. I know he's saying, don't look outside yourself for happiness, like good weather and sunshine, and you know what I mean? But I do think certain techniques in themselves do have the power to make you happy. But anyway, okay, happiness is a feeling, not an outcome. This is just a page and a half, and I'm done with the happiness. And more than likely, Rebel will start going live here. Happiness is a feeling, not an outcome. When you understand that happiness is nothing more than a feeling, you can help it to grow and maintain itself when you do feel it. When you place your attention on your feeling of happiness, you will notice that your mind is relatively clear, that your thinking is diffuse. I already read that. If you're thinking at all, it's only on the task at hand, not on the outcome or on self-evaluation. It's not that you shouldn't think. In fact, in this nicer feeling state, you have complete access to your best thinking, your wisdom, your common sense. In this nicer feeling state, your mind is disengaged, not overly focused on the content of your thinking. I think I already read that. In this state of mind, which is available to anyone at any time, I already read that. Happiness is a feeling, not an outcome. Know what to look for, and you will be able to stay in this feeling rather than missing it, continuing to look elsewhere. Understand dynamics of your mind. I already read that. Okay. And when you lose the feeling of happiness, it will come back more quickly. Yeah, when you recognize serenity in your life, it will stay with you for longer periods of time. Okay, I went off talking about the serenity prayer, and then we got into the Delphi case. The key is to understand the dynamic, not to think about it. Just notice the feeling without analyzing it. Thinking requires effort, however small. Happiness requires no effort at all. In fact, it's more of a letting go of unhappiness than it is striving for happiness. Letting go is nothing more than taking your attention off whatever it is you are thinking about, not forcefully, but easily. Happiness comes from within is a cliche, but it is true. Happiness is the way, the only answer you need. When you understand your own mental process, you naturally see and feel the beauty in life. When you're in your positive feeling state, what once seemed urgent and upsetting seems insignificant, and the simple beauty in life that you took for granted for so long, children playing in your neighborhood, a gentle breeze, people helping others, you now see with new appreciative eyes. When happiness is your goal, you can experience it regardless of your surroundings. When you understand how to realize your own contentment, you will no longer choose to entertain thoughts that take you away from this wondrous goal. Happiness is right now. Your life is not a dress rehearsal for some later date. It is here, it is right here, right now. The invisible quality of happiness we have all been looking for is right here in a feeling. Wow, I liked that chapter. Chapter 10, hopefully tomorrow, will be habits and addictions, and that's dealing with the thinking process. The book is getting a little more deep. Can someone tell me Rebel scheduled for 8:30? Okay, so that's 25 more minutes or so. Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I already read copyright disclaimer, didn't I? Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. I couldn't remember if I read that. Art Go Show! Yay! Wow! I haven't seen you in a while. Art Go Show lives in Italy, you guys. Sweet, sweet Sarah. I hope you're doing okay, hon. I really do. And everyone in here, I hope you're all finding some happiness in your life among some of the turmoils or whatever that we go through. Okay, on to Pebbles in the Pond, Living with Chronic Neurobiological Disorders. This is Directions in Education, Training, and Consultation book. And I've gotten, believe it or not, some uplifting words and support with this book, people liking it. You can go to www.pebblesinthepond.com. It's right there. My book's kind of dirty, coffee and things on it. Okay, so this is about postpartum depression. I know I'm supposed to feel happy, but I don't. Postpartum depression. I, for one, didn't go through it. Not one little iota, not one little inkling. I was elated and relaxed and so happy when my son was born. And 8 years later, when my daughter was born. So for me, I didn't go through that. I guess it's a very hormonal thing also. I don't know a lot about it, but I know Brooke Shields really went through it, the actress, and she wrote a book, I'm pretty sure, on it. Yes, Natalia Poole, it's important to try and enjoy the present moment. It is. There's a lot of books out there. Living in the Moment, is it? By Toller, Toller, something. I read that years ago. Can't remember what I read. Still trying to live in the moment. Art Go Show. I'm usually here just hanging back. Blessings to all. Oh, that's right. You told me that in Messenger and I forgot. Well, talk with the chat. People have been really nice. The people, I mean, there's a good, well, I'm like 50 less subs, but I heard that YouTube every 6 months goes around and it's called purging, I guess, and they get rid of the trolls and people that have channels that really don't have a channel and blah, blah, blah. But I would dare say everyone in my chat is really, really nice. You know, rappers come around and, you know, divulge some of his real self on Leany, and, you know, he's doing better. Living in the moment is so hard, isn't it? It is. Most life transitions, such as marriage, retirement, graduation, are accompanied by feeling of ambivalence and, to a degree, depression. The changes that take place may be good ones, ones we choose to make, and yet there is also a letting go of the life to which we have been accustomed. The birth of a child is no exception. An estimated 70% to 80% of women experience depression during the 2 to 3 weeks following the birth of a child. Now, I didn't know that. I did not know it was that high. I thought it was like 50 to 60, you know, something like that. Since the majority of women experience it, some depression at this time is the normal experience. What makes postpartum depression different from normal depression are the duration, intensity, and frequency of the symptoms. And that stands for the DIF that I covered back in this book about disorders and all of it. They all have different durations, intensities, and frequencies. Roughly 1% of women, or 1 in every 100 who become pregnant, will experience depression that meets criteria for postpartum depressive disorder. Women who have postpartum depressive disorder may also experience severe anxiety and panic attacks. They may be disinterested in the baby. Fear being to be alone with the infant, or be excessively concerned with the child's safety and health. These are the warning signs of postpartum depression. Like all depressive episodes, the symptoms of postpartum depression beyond a depressed mood. Oh, you do, Joni? You struggle with negative self-talk? Well, I do too. I mean, even just curling my hair, you know, I was like, okay, this side curled real nice. You know, I pulled the curling iron out, and this side, you know, it was, I don't know, it seemed stiffer. I don't know. Hi, Winter. How are you? Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. So women who had postpartum depression, okay, I already said that, may experience severe anxiety and panic attacks. Oh, I already read the rest of that. Okay. So being overly, excessively concerned with the child's safety and health. Warning signs. Like all depressive episodes, the symptoms of postpartum depression beyond a depressed mood Some symptoms that may indicate the presence of postpartum depression include, these are the feelings. You can have some of them, all of them, right? Persistently low mood, inadequacy, failure, hopelessness, helplessness, exhaustion, emptiness, sadness, tearfulness, guilt, shame, worthlessness, confusion, anxiety, panic, fear of the baby, fear of the baby or of the baby. Well, that's what it says here. And I'm not, what's the difference? Fear of the baby or of the baby. Fear of being alone or of going out. Behaviors, lack of interest or pleasure in usual activities, insomnia or excessive sleep or nightmares, not eating or overeating, decreased energy and motivation, withdrawal from social contact, poor self-care, inability to cope with routine tasks. These are the thoughts. Have you read Tai Te Ching? No. Is that a story, a book? Now look at this. You got postpartum after your second child and suffered with some of the symptoms. Wow. Wow, that had to have been really hard. Well, hi, Em Elizabeth. You're new here. Welcome. This is a laid back, I dare say so myself, nice channel. It's easy going. Have I had some, issues in the past and some cyberbullying and dealt with some things? Yes, but that's over and done with. And I'm reading out of this book now, Pebbles in the Pond, Living with Chronic Neurobiological Disorders. It's a directions and education training and consultation. My son has depression, OCD, anxiety, panic disorders. He's on the autism spectrum. I already said that, I think. Anyway, and I just, there's a lot of parents out there and young adults that go through issues, and I wanted to I've covered a lot. If you watch back any of my lives, I've covered a lot, different parts of the brain, the functionings, different depressive disorders. I found out that people with too much dopamine can get schizophrenia, but it made it clear just because you have too much dopamine in your brain doesn't mean you're going to get schizophrenia. And then we all know not enough serotonin causes depression, which can cause schizoid affective disorder, which my son's psychiatrist said he had 2 years ago. And when you have a bunch of different symptoms, like not just ADHD or whatever, it's called comorbid. Anyway, these are the thoughts that some women go through with postpartum depression. Inability to think clearly or make decisions, lack of concentration and poor memory, running away from everything, fear of being rejected by one's partner, worry about harm or death of one's partner or the baby, ideas about unaliving themselves. So I want to say too, since you're new and anyone else that isn't aware, my other channel is 3 words: sexy, sassy, lassie, Lassie. And I'm going to be wearing different little costumes and dancing to Netflix on the weekends. And it possibly might start next weekend. But if you guys would sub up to me, that'd be super great. I'm doing pretty good for not even having a show yet. Yeah, sassy. Well, I thought sassy was good with my red hair, right? Lassie is because I have a little bit of Irish in me. The word classy used to be in it, but I wouldn't really say the costumes, so to speak, are that classy. So, and then it used to be sassy. Wait, sexy, sassy, flashy, and that's why the URL is that, but not exactly that. So if you just type in sexy, sassy, lassie, LASSIE, that kind of lassie, I'm there. If you guys are willing to sub up, that'd be really cool. You know, I'm gonna have my Cash App and PayPal up, and I'm hoping that I'll make a little bit of money, something, anything, to help me with all of these kittens, which wasn't supposed to happen. The mama kitty was given to me as a male. I paid for that Maine Coon. I know she didn't lie. She was a young, really, really, really sweet gal. She was like, here's your baby boy. And she gave us this kitten, this big. Wait, where am I? That big in a box. And I was like, wow. Well, a little bigger than that. I think the kitten was, I think it was 4 months old. Yeah, I do have rescue cats. I have a kitty outside that ended up, that we saved from outside, that ended up impregnating the kitty we thought was a male. But I knew to get it fixed, it was caterwauling and howling and everything at the windows. Luckily, I looked it up on Google, you guys. It said 21 days it'll caterwaul, right? A male cat. Guess what? 21 days, not 22 days, not anything. It did that for 21 days. I was shocked. But anyway, I've said this story a million times. I was on a waiting list to pay the cheaper price of $45 to get them fixed, and they kept putting me back, because they were so busy. Now, okay, 15 more minutes. Rebel will be starting live. On the device you're recording on, go find the channel, copy and paste the share button thingy, come into your live to post. Wait, on the device, go find the channel. Yeah, copy and paste the share button. Yeah, I need to do that. In all honesty, like, I literally, even though you explained in great detail here, I'd have to see the video on how to copy and paste. You asked for a link, Casey? Where was that? Sucks the cat wants out. There's a cat in heat somewhere around you. Used to. Yeah. He doesn't anymore. I let him out on the deck, and it's rounded like this instead of square. And I was in the kitchen, and I heard a bangish noise. That's why I know he didn't jump from the level. He fell onto the cement. Didn't get a broken bone or anything. He's totally fine. He isn't wincing. He isn't anything. And he was gone for 2 days. And then he came back to the same bushes, meowing and meowing. I mean, and we thought, this is it. This is the first time he got out quickly through the door when we were bringing groceries in. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. Oh, you're funny. If it were you, you'd be using trashy. Well, I thought about that. Remember? Sexy, sassy, trashy. Thanks, Joni, for typing it in. Yeah. Acceptance has to be the hardest thing, especially when it's accepting yourself. That's the thing, you guys. You know, I read a book called No Regrets, and I'm sure there's more than one out there. I can't remember the author. It was a hard, big book, and that changed my life too. It did. It was a really good book. Okay, so in postpartum depressive disorder, symptoms usually have their onset within 4 weeks of childbirth and are present most of the day, every day. They meet the criteria for a major depressive disorder and include symptoms that are sufficiently severe to disrupt the individual's daily life. Psychotic symptoms may precede or accompany the depression, termed postpartum psychosis. This condition is very rare but can be quite devastating if untreated. Symptoms of psychosis may include delusional thinking about the child, such as that the infant died or has not been born, that the child has been replaced by another infant, or that the baby is, well, it says possessed by DEMONSs or the DEVIL. There may also be hallucinations, primarily auditory ones, that make negative statements about herself, her spouse, other people, and particularly about the baby. These voices may take the form of command hallucinations, which tell her to harm her child, herself, or others. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that, you guys. I thought it was all geared towards the baby. Like I really did. I've never really read about this stuff, obviously. Prevalence figures for postpartum psychosis vary between 1 in 500 and 1 in 1,000. Newspapers and TV news reports have provided the public with much information about postpartum depression and postpartum psychosis. Less well known is postpartum mania, in which the woman meets the criteria for a manic episode. In this instance, she may experience feelings of euphoria or extreme irritability, grandiosity, a decreased need for sleep, increased talkativeness, distractibility, racing thoughts, an increase in goal-directed activity, and poor decision-making. In rare cases, a postpartum mixed episode may occur, during which the woman's symptoms meet the criteria for both postpartum depression and postpartum mania daily for at least 1 week. The cause of postpartum mood disorders is unknown. Okay, maybe they know more now. This book is roughly 15 years old, but it says most research has centered on the hormones. In one study, the role of corticotropin, releasing hormone, or CRH, was considered. This hormone is released by the hypothalamus during stressful situations. In pregnant women, CRH is also released by the placenta. During the 3rd trimester, the level of CRH is 3 times the normal level. Following delivery, however, much of the CRH is depleted, leaving levels that are very low, often falling to the levels seen in individuals experiencing clinical depression. One theory is that the hypothalamus production was severely repressed by the excessive amount of CRH produced by the placenta, resulting in depressive symptoms until the hypothalamus resumes producing its normal level of the hormone, which may take weeks or in some cases months. All right, risk factors. Since we don't really know the cause of these disorders, it is hard to know how to prevent their occurrence. However, there are some factors that make it more likely a woman will experience postpartum depression. These include a previous episode of postpartum depression or mania, or a mixed episode. The symptoms tend to recur in 30% to 50% of women following each subsequent delivery. A previous history of a mood disorder, a family history of a mood disorder, severe premenstrual syndrome, or PMS, marital discord, lack of support from family or friends, stressful events during a pregnancy or following the birth. Treatment. Most women with the baby blues experience remission of their symptoms within a few weeks. When postpartum depression is mild, extra support from family and friends may help produce a quick recovery. For women who have more severe symptoms or ones that last for months, psychiatric treatment may be advisable, especially when psychotic symptoms are present. Most treatment methods used for disorders with similar symptoms are effective in treating postpartum disorders. Group therapy and self-help groups are especially helpful since they provide an opportunity for a new mother to express her feelings, receive support and advice, and recognize that her problems and concerns are experienced by other mothers as well. Some researchers have found that several of the newer antidepressants do not cross over into breast milk, making them safe for use while nursing. Estrogen replacement may be a helpful treatment for these disorders as well. In a British study, results showed that 80% of women receiving estrogen through a skin patch recovered from the disorder, compared to 850% of women who received a placebo. Self-care strategies for new mothers. And then I'll be done. And I'm going to head over to Rebels Live, which will be about the Delphi case. And I hope you all join me over there. It's Tattooed Rebel 2229. His lives aren't real long, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But hit the like for him, subscribe, give him a little love. And his wife, Becca, Tattooed Angel 2229, reached her 1,000 mark, you guys. She's been working really hard for over a year. And she's celebrating this Friday on her karaoke channel, which is posted. I don't know if it's 10 o'clock Eastern or 9 or 9:30 Eastern, but that's Eastern time. And she'll have karaoke and all kinds of things. So it'll be fun. And give her some support and love too. She also has her channels on mental health awareness. All the things I've read in this book, she's covered, and then some. And she always says people can reach out to her. Very loving, good family. So, I've been subscribed to them for years. They've had a channel now, both of them, for a couple of years. 2.5, I think. Yeah, it'll be 3 this next November. Self-care strategies for new mothers. Get plenty of rest. Ask for help when you need it. Ask for emotional support from your husband or your partner, family, and friends. Get out of the house every day, even if it's just for a little time. Spend time alone with your spouse or your partner. Seek advice concerning medications from your doctor or prescribing nurse. Be aware of the symptoms of postpartum mood disorders and take stock daily of whether you may be experiencing any symptoms of the disorders. Get a referral to a mental health professional if you suspect you may meet the criteria for one of the postpartum disorders. If having difficulty breastfeeding, seek out a lactation consultant. Seek out other mothers for help, support, and advice. And join a support group. And there's lots of books out there on it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So this has been fun. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. And Rebel will be going live in 3 minutes. And according to Leanie, has a wonderful channel too. She's on earlier morning times, sometimes not too early. It's according to Leanie, Lene. Please, all the new men and women in here, Natalia Poole, all of you guys, please sub up to her. Go over there and experience her channel. It's very relaxed. She has a panel. You don't have to show your face. She talks about anything and everything. She's very, very funny, very witty, very quick, very smart lady. And a really good friend of mine. So I hope you do that. She has a program pretty often. Eastern time, maybe around 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning Eastern time. I'm in Washington State, so it's 3 hours earlier for me. But I'll see you over there sometime. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. And again, if you want to help me with my channel, or my stupid StreamYard fee for this month, I have a Cash App and a PayPal right there. Cash App, Papercut Tina, or a PayPal is at Dakota Dame 0627. And I named it that because I was born in Vermilion, South Dakota. That's where I'm from. Love you guys. Hope to see you on Rebels, and Becca's this Friday, and she has other shows this week coming up. She has game nights. Fun trivia questions. I did that yesterday on Becca's channel. Tattooed Angel 2229. Her real name is Becca. And her husband, Tim, he's Tattooed Rebel 2229. He does game nights. It's fun. Word games, all kinds of things. Love you.